Peace and love, peace and love. How y'all doing out there? This is Sister Nzinga from Flowing and Growing with Sister Nzinga. Just checking in with you for another Talk About It Tuesday. Well, there's so much to talk about. The world's going on. It's just woo. That's all we say is woo. Things are moving fast. Things are moving with or without you. But first, I won't say without you because at first I want to say thank you to my people who are viewing, people who are sharing and caring, people who give me that like button, people that are leaving those comments. I love that when you talk black to me. That's a wonderful thing. And then those that hit the notification ball, then button. Only thing you gotta do is do that. Then every day you don't have to worry about what every week. When I put the post up, you'll be the first one to be notified. So wow. So thank you everybody. So I think last week I was talking about the government. I call it the government, and they're all the same. But of course, I'm speaking of the one that I have experience with. Is that's the one of the government of America. So all this stuff is going on right now, and I'm not even going to get into all that stuff. But I think I was telling you last week that these are the ancestors of the people who brought this system to play long time ago. So they did these things to our ancestors. But what I want to do is talk about the school system because it's really important that parents understand what's going on here and that you have to supplement education for your child. You cannot just let your child just go to school and do the grade 1 through 12 and that be okay and thinking that your child has education now they're going to be ready to go out in the world. That's really not true. Don't you see if you as a mother you went to school and you went to 1 through 12 assumably or even 1 through 8 whatever you went to, but you see it's the same thing they teaching you, same thing they taught you, it's the same thing they're teaching your child. There could be a difference of, my first child was born, I had my first child 36 years, at 36 years old. So by the time she went to school, that was maybe, over 40 something years that passed. And the same thing, the same nursery rhymes, the same stuff, the same lies about the wars and the dates they're giving you, all that kind of stuff. They teach you the same thing. So I want you to understand this is really not an education. It's a programming. It really is a programming. It's an indoctrination that they're teaching the same thing because they said a long time ago they're really not trying to educate nobody. They're just trying to get workers. So they're trying to educate workers only. They're really not trying to teach you how to be an entrepreneur. They're definitely teaching you how to think and how to analyze and think for yourself. So and then they're definitely trying to give you no skills that you're going to need when you get out of high school. Because we need to have things like, you know, how to manage a checkbook, how to interviewing skills, ideas, how to put together a resume. A lot of these things that we're taught in school has nothing to do with this. And that again, I'm saying it again, that they said a long time ago, they're not trying to educate you. They just want to create workers. And so the education that they've given us is really just trying to get you across to to say that you got that little piece of paper, and now that you're supposed to be okay to go here and work in a job. But they give you all the stuff, they take you. I think I had what's the different things of math, all the way up from math to algebra, to geometry, calculus, you know, um, but there's the square root of this, the square root of that. None of that kind of stuff is going to help you with anything once you get out in the world. So they're not preparing you to be self-sufficient and to do anything to think for yourself. And what they're doing, they're filling you with lies because they're creating a narrative in your head. Okay, it's a mind game. So they're creating a narrative in your head. So when you get out of school, you have this certain mindset, and then you feel a certain way about America, about yourself, and about white people. I'm saying white people because they teach you everything like white people's okay, like white is right and brown is down, and black, step back. That's really effed up that we even have these kind of sayings going on to not even say this stuff. So and then the similarities with the school, excuse me, is that schools and jails are very very similar. You see the bus that they use to take boys to jail, well not just boys but people to jail. It's the same kind of school bus. They're just colored different colors. When you go there, they tell you, okay, sit down, and they ring a bell to tell you, okay, it's time for this, it's time for that. You could only eat when they tell you can eat. You can only play when they tell you can play. You know, it's an indoctrination to get you to understand. So there's a too close of a correlation for me between schools and prisons, because they're the same. They're kind of one and the same, the way they do it. The long hallways. You know, you go through this door. You know, in prison you go through this your cell. You know, but in school you go into the go to your classroom. Same thing, but you know, like I said, and then the food, they give you a tray of food. You stand in line, you get the tray of food. I mean, you don't see it. You don't see it. See, this is the things that's right, it's straight in our face, that we just don't want to pay attention to, and don't want to think that, oh no, it's not that. But you know, you got to think for yourself, yo. I tell you, think it ain't illegal yet. So you got to think for yourself and know that, you know, and be able to see. You know, but Malcolm said we being bamboozled and hoodwinked, and it really is true. You know, it really is true. And so, and another thing is that, you know, it's a little off, but you know, Muhammad Ali, I love those interviews. Look up Muhammad Ali interviews, because he spoke up for us a long time ago. He really did. Was telling us about the system and how they gave us names and so forth, and you know, the program that they're giving us, that we're the only people that they're treating a certain way. I mean, and it's true. You know, and I'm not trying to get us in that victim mentality. I'm just trying to bring things to light so you can see, because evidently some people are not seeing these, because based on the actions of people and the things that people do, your things you say, and how you do, that you're really not seeing these things that's just right there in your face. So I'm just here to just, you know, to make you think, you know, because it ain't illegal yet. You know, but we have to think about these things as right in our face, and we have to make decisions accordingly. So just make sure that, you know, now that your child's going back to school, that you follow up in your classroom, that you have a relationship with your teacher, with your child's teacher, and that you show up. That you show up, because you don't know, if you don't show up, you don't know what they're doing to your child, how they're treating your child, the things they're saying to your child. And ask your child every day, you know, what happened today at school? What did the teacher say to you? You know, things like that, because sometimes people get opportunities that get our children alone, and they say shit to our children that, you know, they really shouldn't be saying, or should be asking questions about, you know, the family or things like that. So, and then if you want your child to be exceptional, you know, because everybody says, oh, my child's going to be this, my child's going to be that, then you're going to have to do exceptional things. You cannot accept that you, just because you send your child to school every day, you let them watch TV or educational programmings on TV, and that's going to be enough. No, you want your child to be exceptional, then you have to put in that extra time, that extra effort to help your child to excel. You know, they got children that are 14 years old graduating from college, because that child had a gift. The parents nurtured that gift, and instead of that child, you know, watching videos, or you know, doing the regular things, you know, going to the mall or hanging out and all this kind of nonsense of being on Facebook and Instagram, that child was using her time. That parents taught that child how to use her time wisely, and to help her put her time and efforts towards things that she wanted to achieve in life. And so we got to go the extra mile. You want something extraordinary, then you have to be extraordinary. You know, so just be wise and think about the correlation of the jail system. Well, you know, they said that there's already a pipeline, you know, from school to the jails. You know, that's especially for young brothers of color. They're just waiting for you to act up, you know, and sometimes they don't think about the fact of what's going on in your household. A young man may really be the head of the household, because he's the only male there. And I'm not saying that makes him, you know, a man, because if he's still a child, but he's taking on that role. And sometimes when the teacher's trying to talk down to you, you know, that brother, you know, he really ain't trying to hear that. So it's just so much that's involved. But, you know, like I said, the main thing I'm trying to talk about now is the correlation between the prisons and the children. And these people already got a pipeline straight from prison. You want to act up at school. They sitting there collecting all your information to see how many times you got suspended, how many times you got put out of class, you know, blah blah blah, your attendance and blah blah blah. And then they got something for you. They got something for you. If you won't do something for yourself, they got something for you. So pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on around you, and see that the educational system that they have in today's society, it has no value. You know, it's really not, doesn't have a whole lot of value, especially if your child if is already has a mindset about what they'd like to achieve. So find out what that thing is, nurture your child, and give them that extra attention. You know, pay for them to have some classes. You know, even when they're young, thinking, oh, they're too young for that. No, at the beginning, you start them off right, then they're going to end up wonderful. You know, they're going to have the right direction to do the things that they need to do. So, all right, y'all. So just trying to just open your eyes to our reality, And don't be a worrier, be a warrior. I heard that from, who said that? I think the brother Billy Carson said that. So just give him credit. He said, don't be a worrier, be a warrior. Yes, and that's who we are. That's how we still have survived through all this nonsense that we are today. We're survivors, we're innovators, we're creators, and we're genius if we're allowed, to be able to excel. Because you see, everything that we do, we excel in it. And y'all, that's the point. That the reason why they're trying to keep us down, because we are special. It's in our DNA that we have intelligence beyond most other races. But we have been taught that no, that people of color ain't this. They're lazy. They're shiftless. See how they're trying to get you to think that shit. No, don't know that about yourself. Know who you are. Get to know yourself. And if even the thing that you're interested in is not the thing that everybody else is doing, that's okay. It's what you're doing and what you enjoy doing. If you can make a contribution to the world, then do it. Be the best whatever you can do. Be the best janitor. Be the best house cleaner. People don't want to do these kind of jobs, but there's people need these services, and some people are good at it. Some people like doing it. So nurture your child's interests, and if it's not the most popular thing, and let boys show their emotions, and let boys dance. And let girls be rough. If she wanna play ball, shoot marbles, and or things like that. Let them do this. It's just a cycle of their life. If they're young, they're gonna have time to be able to make other choices and experiences and things. You know what I'm saying? So y'all think it ain't illegal yet. God loves you, and so do I.